Okay, it's 3 o'clock. We're going to get going. I want to welcome everybody here today. First off, I want to start with a roll call. Gary Ball. Here. Wes Clark.
Here.
Leal Strait.
She's here.
Courtney Ness.
I'm here.
Julie Jordan.
Here.
Tim Wells.
Here.
And Don Carter. I'm here. All right, all is here. Would you please stand? We'll have a pledge of allegiance to the flag of our country and a prayer. Thank you very much. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Heavenly Father, Lord, I just want to thank you for today. Lord, I ask you just to give us the wisdom, Lord, that we ask for, Lord, as we go through this meeting today. Lord, that we focus on what is right for Treasure Lake. Lord, that we just guide this group and we do what you ask us to do. Lord, just give us this day and just give us the nourishment and everything that we need to get through this day. Forgive us for where we fail you. We love you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. First, I'd like to recognize all of our veterans and currently and retired and their spouses. Give them a great big hand. Right. And we get to celebrate this year for 250 years, and thank you for everybody and what everybody's been doing. Would like to recognize former board members and their spouses. Come on, Jerry. All right. Thank you all for your service. All right. Next, we'll have a manager's report by Stephen.
So total memberships are sitting at 6,680 with 820 memberships in the vault. Sales year to date are up to 85. 50 of those have been referrals from owners and 14 have been visitors to RV show booths. Remember, we have the 250 memberships at $1,250 a piece in celebration of America's 250th anniversary, and referrals that buy a membership will receive a $200 check. Storage is 99% full with 4 open spots and 53 on our waiting list. Tickets open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. I'm sorry, we're actually open Monday through Saturday now, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. R&R and Lodge Breakfast are open. R&R is open Tuesday through Saturday, 5 to 8 p.m. Lodge Breakfast, Wednesday through Sunday, 8 to 11 a.m. And church services are being held on Sundays at 9 a.m. If you're interested in preaching during a Treasure Lake Sunday service, please reach out to Annie. Her email is activities@tlresorts.com. Just a reminder, bingo every Friday night at 6 p.m. And then golf cart parades are taking place Friday and Saturdays at 7:30, and we meet at the main laundry. Coffee clubs are also open Fridays and Saturdays, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And occupancy, RV nights are up 2% year to date, and rental nights are up 4% year to date. Big announcement, it's in the beta form, so I'm taking feedback if it doesn't work correctly. Our live map is now up and running. So that can be accessed on our homepage. If you scroll down to the quick links on the right, it says live map. Click on that. It's got 3 colors. Green is going to indicate that spot is open, and it's just for the RV sites, not for the motel models or any of the other areas that you can stay. Yellow is going to indicate that they're due to check out today, but they may extend, so know that. And then red is occupied. So we already ran in when we initially launched it. It's done through an API, so we found a couple of issues with it kind of right away, got those fixed. There might be a couple more issues, so if you do have feedback about it, how it works, or if it's not working correctly, please reach out to me, and we'll get those fixed. But very excited. That's like 8 months in the making with New Book, and we're excited to see it up and running. Also, yeah. Get ready to clap again. Treasure Lake was named 2025 RV Life Best of the Best Campground.
All right.
Now, this award is a little bit different than some of those awards out there. There are a lot of awards in hospitality that you can pay a fee and you'll get the award. This is not one of those. This is purely driven by reviews by our members and guests. So there will be some additional at entrance to the Welcome Center and the lodge and here at the clubhouse. There'll be a QR code where you can vote for next year as well, or this current year. So if you see that QR code and you want to give us a rating, please do. But this was entirely organic, so we earned this. Site repairs 400 through 405 in Phase 3 have been widened by 3 feet. We're also looking at some site improvements at Site 90, so concrete pads at 90, 132, 374, 443, 444, and 518. Pool repairs are coming along great. The skimmer baskets have been repaired, and we are set to have that pool open by Memorial Day. Phase 4 laundry project is also coming along nicely. You see we poured a new parking pad and a little walkway. We plan to have that operational by the end of next week. And just a reminder, that laundry room is for our work camper program. So if you're a work camper, that's the area that you can go to your laundry free of charge. Treasure Lake trailer sale. So we are accepting bids on TL Trailer 3 and TL Trailer 2. Those bids can be made using the official bid form that is available in the lobby at the front desk. Bids must be dropped in the ballot box, and bids will be taken until July 3rd. Highest bidder wins. Those units are sold as is, and both are parked right out here and open for viewing 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Memorial Day. Our Memorial Day ceremony is on Saturday, May 23rd, starting with our annual flag raising ceremony at 9:30 a.m., then a missing man ceremony here in the clubhouse, and brunch. If you're interested in raising the flags for the flag ceremony, please reach out to Sam. She's sitting right over here. She's waving. So grab her if you're interested. If you're viewing online, you can reach her at sam@tlresort.com and let her know you're interested in helping out. And then a reminder, our 4th of July celebration is falling on the 4th this year. So that is exciting. And those are all the updates that I have.
Thank you, Stephen. All right, before we get started in our meeting, and we'll go over on a couple items. One item is that owners would like to ask questions, be specific to what the motion's about. More than happy to answer any questions you have. Keep it pertaining just to the motion. Come to the mic, and we'll answer any question you have that concerns that particular item. At the end of our meeting, we will have an open mic question and answering. You're more than welcome to come up. If we don't have the answer, we will get the answer and follow up with you, or you can email us a question. Either way, and we'll do our best to follow up and be transparent with everybody on some questions. Because if you've got a question, somebody else got the same question, and we would like to answer it together. All right, next we'll have a finance report.
Okay, I'm going to be reporting specifically on the cash position as of a couple of days ago. And this is where we have in the operating account $694,148. We have the church fund still for $4,200, and a ticket account of $660, a money market fund of $259,000, and that one is getting 2.85% at present. And we have 4 CDs in the amount of total of $500,000, which is $125 in each one. Two of them are at 4.05%, one at 4.0%, and one at 3.9%. So we're in the neighborhood of 101.3 million, and that is a better report than what we have had in a number of years and probably getting close to a decade. So,
All right. Thank you. Just a little update. We're still looking for a financial manager. We did get 3 good applicants. Hopefully sometime this week that we can put that to bed and get someone hired. Very good applicant flow here in the last few weeks. So we're real excited about that, having that information to share with you, and hopefully you'll know something as soon as we know it, because we're so excited to get that behind us. We have engaged with another firm about trying to help us get caught up with our finances, so we have engaged with them and hopefully have better news to get our monthly financial reports up to date. All right. Committee reports. Rules and regulations.
No update at this time.
Okay. Long-term planning.
We'll talk about this a little bit later. If you remember last month that we met, we did approve some of the long-term planning committee's proposal, and again, we'll go over that in a motion in a little bit.
Okay. Insurance committee.
okay, it's getting to be that time of the year where we have to do our annual insurance review and for the next year to get the policy in force. And what we have done, the insurance committee had met with Randy from Higginbotham earlier this week, and then also with the board of directors in total this morning. So we're working towards getting all of that taken care of, and it looks as if we're going to be in the neighborhood of $200,000 for insurance for the park and all the aspects that goes into it this year. So that's where we're at for right now. 165 to 170.
And the question was, what was the cost of our insurance last year? Thank you, Gary. Storage committee? Anything, Stephen, other than what you told us?
Yeah, just the update that I gave. I would say this year, so Cheyenne is our storage coordinator, and she's doing an amazing job at getting those slots filled quickly. We are extremely close, 4 away from being 100% occupied. This time last year, we were in the 80%. So great job to our team.
Okay. Good. Finance committee?
Don stole my thunder in regards to the aspect of the CPA firm that we're engaging to bring our finances up to date. And so, shall we say that they are still going through decompression mode after taxes, as I think probably all of us are. And so we should be getting some financial reports and bringing us up to date as soon as they can get it all taken care of. So we're hanging in there, and I look at it from the perspective that setbacks are just an opportunity for a comeback, and I think we're coming back strong.
Thank you, Gary. Marketing, work camper committee, I'm sorry.
We still need about 23 work campers. So if you've been thinking about it but haven't talked to anybody yet, go into the office, and I believe you talked to Tammy, and find out how to become a work camper for this summer.
All right. Thank you. Marketing committee?
Yeah. The marketing committee has met a couple of times, and we are kind of continuing with the 2025 marketing plans, trying to move those forward. Sam this morning presented the board with an excellent marketing plan. She's put a lot of work and effort into that. Thank you, Sam. She's hit the ground running in her short time that she's been here, so that's coming. That's coming. In the immediate future, we're going to move forward with the branding kit. followed by a series of Google ads and social media ads, a website, a phone app update, and a new brochure that's going to be handed out to people that attend our RV shows and in the community to help build relationships. So again, we want to commend Sam on her progress in such a short time, and thank you, Sam, for all that you're doing.
Thank you.
Also, it's her birthday. Does anybody want to sing happy birthday? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sam.
Happy birthday to you.
Woo, 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 woo.
Thank you. All right. Do we have any minutes that need to be approved?
I make a motion to approve the minutes of the April 30th, 2026 meeting as previously provided to the Board of Directors for the review.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay. Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, let's have a roll call. Gary Ball? Yes. Julie Jordan?
Yes.
Lael?
Yes.
All right. Don Carter, yes. Courtney?
Yes.
Wes?
Yes.
Tim?
Yes.
All right. All four. Motion passed. All right. Do we have any other motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve an additional $34,000 to our capital expenditure budget.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All right. Any discussion?
Okay, the reason on this, if you remember last month at our board meeting, we did approve expenditures from the Long-Term Planning Committee's proposal, which included RV site upgrades, comfort station improvements, and cabin renovations. We've identified a few other things that we're able to move forward with. This new request would cover striping of the main road, fixing up the mini golf course, tables and chairs, painting the patio out there at the clubhouse, and adding 2 picnic tables, as well as a power rake to rejuvenate the gravel in some of the campsites.
Okay. Any more discussion? Any more discussion? Not, we'll have a roll call. Gary Ball?
Yes.
Courtney Ness?
Yes.
Tim Wells?
Yes.
Wesley Clark?
Yes.
Lael Strait?
Yes.
Julie Jordan?
Yes.
Don Carter, yes. Motion carried. All right, next.
I make a motion to reintroduce the back-to-back for multiple memberships.
Do I have a second? Second. Okay. So what that is going to do, and I'm going to try to do the best I can do to explain it, for the people that have bought dual memberships in the past, and this dates back several years ago, if you have a dual membership, you can use dual memberships. So you can stay 21 days on a site. You can do buybacks on that site up to your whatever the buyback's up to, or you can change your site and go to another phase, just like you do, and start your 21 days over again to a back-to-back. That's the way I'm understanding it and moving forward. There's going to be a few things that will be worked out on it, but the people that did that in good faith when we bought those back when Treasure Lake needed money, they sold us a lot of extra memberships to raise money, so the people that have those dual memberships can utilize them. So that's what it's doing. And financially, if we look at it from a financial side of it, it's not really going to affect the finance side of it on buyback days compared to the people that have the dual memberships. Can you come to the mic, please?
I'm Donna Townsend. We've been owners here many, many years. What if we had dual memberships back and we bought them 2 memberships, and then the next week or two they stopped that they stopped that deal where we could use our double backs. So I gave my other membership away. Can I use that old membership and do it now this year?
If you're still paying your monthly fee on that and it's still in your name, you can use it.
No, I'm not. Well, the board should not have took that away from us.
I agree to you. I agree to that. That should have never been done.
Yeah.
And I've been paying that 180 myself for 20 plus years. So, I mean, I accept change and it happens.
Well, I can't use that because I gave that other membership away.
Well,
Too bad.
I did. I bought about 4 of them back then when they had that, I think it was called Ompop or something like that. And I think I gave memberships away and everything. But anyway, come on to the mic, please, ma'am.
Just to clarify on the back-to-backs, if a husband has a membership and a wife has a membership and they stay for the 21 days, can they say they stay in the husband's his membership, then in the 21 days can they register in the wife's membership and stay in that same spot for another 21 days?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
The rule will stay the same. You have to move out of that location
Okay.
for that
So-
next 21 days, or you go into the buyback. You can buy your buyback days
Right.
and stay there.
Because it was my understanding that in the old times of the buybacks, that members bought the 2 memberships in order to stay in the same site.
So one thing to add, if this motion passes, it's supposed to go into effect in June 1st. We left that out, right?
Yes, I have not seen it.
And before June 1st, we're going to update the rules so that hopefully everything is clear. But it's going to be the camper has to leave the phase just after 21 days, or stay there and pay your buybacks like you would normally and get your 9 days plus your 21. You know, if you choose to, if it's raining, you don't want to move. But I mean, the rest of it's going to be pretty straightforward, and we're going to do our best to explain it in the rules, and we'll have that implemented before this goes into play.
So what would be the benefit of having a back-to-back?
You don't have to do buyback days. Is all.
Okay, that's
all it
the
does.
only thing. Okay, well, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Gary, come on.
So by allowing the back-to-back, essentially you could be here year-round
Yeah, as long as
on the $12 a night fee for the winter months when the utilities are so high.
Yes. Oh, well, when the fee changes in the winter months, most of the time.
Right, but if you haven't used your 21 days, I mean, that's going to let you stay all year.
Yes. As long as you change your site, follow the guidelines that will be set forth, yes, sir.
So that does affect finances as far as those higher fees in the winter months.
You'll still the higher fees will still go in effect. So if the fee goes to $15 a night, you will pay $15 for the 21 days.
But right now, or in the last few years, the winter rates have been higher because of the utility expense.
Right. It will still, if we deem it necessary for this winter comes and we need to raise the rate to offset utility expenses, it will be at that rate.
Okay. My other question is, my understanding is the 9-day buyback rule went into effect because of a lawsuit.
Okay.
And that was because of the back-to-back memberships, and it went to court, and the settlement ended up in the 9-day buyback. So I don't know if that changes the back-to-back or not, because that was part of the lawsuit. So I don't know if you can.
Okay. Yeah, we're not going to change the 9-day rule that was agreed upon.
The 9-day rule is in effect because of the back-to-back memberships. So, because they said you could not do the back-to-back memberships in the lawsuit.
Okay.
Has that been investigated?
I cannot answer that.
The situation with the buyback started in 2005, back-to-back, I should say, the back-to-back in 2005. And it was set up so that individuals that did not have the back-to-back memberships could be on the site for the extended amount of time by doing the buyback. This gets confusing. So the lawsuit that you're referring to was that individuals that had the back-to-back memberships, were then unhappy because they were not able to use the back-to-back, so they filed suit, and the outcome was that there was about 220, 240, something like that, individuals that had back-to-back could still use their back-to-back even though the buyback had been implemented. So that's where that all came about, and so what we're reverting back to would be the idea that individuals that had the dual memberships, the back-to-back, could then utilize them once again. Yeah, it is.
Okay. All right.
I was there.
Anyway,
If that's the case, then why did the back-to-backs go away?
Because essentially that the back-to-back at that time was to a point where we could put the money into an emergency fund, actually at the beginning of time, from the amount differentiation from the nightly fee to the back-to-back fee.
I don't believe that's correct, because what the lawsuit was, the result of the lawsuit, the settlement was what brought about the 9-day buyback, and it did away with the back-to-back using the back-to-back memberships.
Well, the back-to-back, as far as the
So-
buyback, actually preceded the lawsuit of the back-to-back.
But the back-to-back memberships, using both memberships, went away. So why are you saying it's reinstated if it went away? I mean, it went away because of the 9-day buyback and the settlement in the lawsuit. So my only question was, are we sure you can do that legally because of the lawsuit?
Yes,
You know that how?
research and having been there.
Have you checked with the attorney? There's a lawsuit that said the back-to-backs were not legal, and that's what brought about the 9-day buyback. I mean, I don't care, it doesn't affect me, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I'm not sure that that's legal.
Okay.
thank you for your
Thank you.
information. Appreciate that. Any more discussion? Any more discussion? Hearing none, let's have a vote. Gary Ball,
Yes.
Julie Jordan,
Yes.
Lael Strait,
Yes.
Courtney Ness,
Yes.
Wes Clark,
Yes.
Tim Wells,
Yes.
Don Carter, yes. Motion carries. All right, do I have another motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
You do. Awesome.
And I'll second that.
All right. Anybody have any discussion? Okay. Roll call. Gary Ball. Julie Jordan. Lael Strait.
Yes.
Don Carter, yes. Courtney Ness.
Yes.
Wes Clark.
Yes.
Tim Wells.
Yes.
Okay. Motion approved, so we adjourn. First off, I want to do, we had an email from Tom about some missing documents from past board meetings. We did locate those documents and get them posted. So thank Tom, appreciate him for sending that email to us. There were some minutes missing and there were some drafts out online, so we got those changed and got those fixed. And that's the only email I got that we need to address. Anybody that wants any questions answered that we can answer, please send an email to the board and we'll go from there. All right, anybody got any questions? Come on.
Terry Bradley. Did you hear that? What about the water? Has it been, the water meters and all that we haven't talked about that, so.
Yeah, so we are continuing to work on the water situation. We have installed meters on each phase. Then we worked with a company. We installed those meters knowing that we eventually wanted to digitally read those meters. We bought the equipment to digitally read those meters. We were told from the manufacturer that reading distance would allow us to only have one receiving device, that they would all be able to be read by that one device. It's the Ozarks. So that one device is not picking up two of the meters that we have. So we can still get a manual reading from it, but it's not feeding into our system. So we've already ordered an additional communication device that's going to fix that problem. These aren't extremely expensive devices. We're talking about a few $100s. Beyond that, we've continued negotiations with the city and working with them. Did we want to discuss the exact amount on the table? Okay. Getting really good news from the city about their willingness to work with us to ensure that overages that we paid in previous years, we're going to get that back. So, yeah.
That's what I was going after, is that we had wasted so much because of the city when we got that new meter and we had to do the water stuff, get it fixed, that hopefully...
And they just replaced that meter up there with a new digital read. And one of the issues that we ran into a couple years ago was where they were estimating the read.
Right.
And then they actually read it and said, oh, you actually owe us over $200,000 as a 1 month water bill. That raised some red flags for us, obviously, and we contacted the city. And like I said, they're working with us on a resolution for that. It's really positive. They did just replace that meter with a new digital read meter as well. So now they're getting up-to-date, accurate reading, and then we can compare our reading to theirs and make sure that what they're reading is what we're reading.
That's a blessing for Treasure Lake for sure, of knowing now that there was issues and we can get them fixed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest leaks that we had, so huge shout out to maintenance, they were able to scope our skimmer baskets here in the pool and found that we had some pretty large leaks just in our pool. So those have been fixed. So that was a huge amount of water loss that we suffered last year that we won't this year. So
Yeah. Kudos to the maintenance for
absolutely.
all that, and
Great.
you guys.
Anybody else?
Jan Boomer. I have just a couple of questions. One, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for volunteering to be on the board. I know it's a lot of your time and effort, so thank you for that. And I also want to congratulate the storage team. They've done a lot of work there, and I think it's great that the storage applications, the storage has been cleaned up, so great job there. Now, I still have one question that I wrote the board that wasn't addressed. Why are there still some double-sized lots given to people for the price of one lot?
So when the contracts were made, they were made for X amount of length when the original contracts. So that's the reason people are renting them, and we're not redoing that as they come available. If a big lot comes available, and we see it in our interest of splitting it into two separate lots, that's what we're doing. But as the contracts are, we're abiding by those original agreements.
One of the reasons that we went from 3 to 4 is because we just last week split one of those 90-foot storage lots in two.
So what you're saying is that they're grandfathered in?
No, I didn't
The contract?
say that. What I said is we were still abiding by what they originally signed up for. Because if you had a 100-foot lot and you've been paying this amount for all the time, then all of a sudden we come to you and says, no, you're not going to get but half of it for the same price. You would be unhappy.
Well, if you have a 90-foot lot that holds 2 RVs, that is still fair for the people who still are on the list?
The people that have been renting it for, say, 10 years, yes.
Okay, all
Yes,
right.
if that's the way it was
I know
agreed
that, like, there was the old contracts, like my aunt and uncle had, was for $150 a year.
Yeah.
And those were grandfathered in by the words of the contract, and those contracts were broken,
Right.
because it was in the best interest of the park. So I just thought that it might be in the best interest of the park of those double long lots be broken up the next contract so that two members could have it, those on the waiting list. But that's just, you know.
I understand. Thank you. We'll take it into consideration all the time, but I just know if I had one and then you made me split it, I don't know if I'd be happy about it, but.
Dues is another area that I've written the board about. One of my questions was answered by the board at the last meeting, but one I asked about is, that hadn't been answered, was why is the grace period for paying dues extended, and has been over years, to July 31st, since the dues are due before June 1st? Wouldn't the penalty start on June 1st?
So we have the ability to change that whenever we want. When I came on, that was kind of low priority thing to change. You're right. We give a very large amount of time, and we invoice really early in the year, and they have until June 1st to actually make that payment. I do know that, and Gary might be able to speak to this, there was some issues with some of the memberships that were sold at one point, and I won't say back-to-back 46 times, but there was some issues with a payment date on there. And to clear that up and to make it easier and not have to fight a fight with somebody that bought a membership 30 years ago and said, I don't have to pay until this date, we extended that date to kind of grandfather them in. I don't see any reason why we couldn't move up that date. And Gary, correct me if I misrepresented that. I wasn't here when all that happened, but that's why we extend that grace period. And the late fees don't start until the end of that month. Does that make sense?
It does.
Or did I just muddy the water completely?
No, not at all. The original idea there was some memberships that were sold that had a date of July the 1st instead of June 1st. And the idea was that we would always give the individual the 30 days to pay late fee before the late fees would kick in. So to keep not being able to necessarily identify which ones were going to be the June 30th versus the July 31st, they made all of them the 31st. Once we get to a point where we're in New Book and whatnot, we can go through and figure out which ones are on which timeline, then we'll be able to bring it all into the same synchronization.
So you might move that date up.
If we don't have any that are in the July 1 or we can identify those easily, then we'll work on that, yes.
So you probably could do a late fee actually it would be before July 1, because right now it's before June 1, so it would be June, yeah, they do say, it says in the bylaws that it's before before June 1.
Which would be 5/31.
Right. So if those are extended, then they would be 6/30, and we wouldn't extend them past 6/30 anybody. So
once we get all that identified
Right.
and get it worked out in the idiosyncrasies of that, then we'll be
And
able
the
to do
bylaws,
something
the
like
bylaws say when it has to be paid, and correct me if I'm wrong, Gary, but it doesn't say that we have to institute a late fee or when we have to do that.
that. It did
So-
not address late
No.
fees in the bylaws at all.
So if we have late fees, I mean, we could address it though.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much for that. You had addressed a lot of things about the accounting system and going with an accounting firm, and it looks like we should have something by next meeting, hopefully, I would hope, because we're now almost 6 months into the year, so that would be great.
Lord willing and the creek don't rise.
Yes. So one other question I had on that is, when was the last time we had an independent audit?
You want to answer that? We're in the middle of that.
Yeah, so we have contacted an auditing firm. When we switched from outsourced accounting to internal accounting, we also engaged an auditor, and that auditor was having a very, very tough time getting information that was needed from our previous outside accounting firm. And at the auditor's suggestion, this came directly from the auditor, they suggested that we do not invest the time, energy, and money in trying to coerce those out of that agency, but instead focused on the 2025. So we've engaged that auditing firm. It's looking like October, November is what they're currently saying that the 2025 audit will be done.
Okay.
So,
Good, thank you, thank
Yep.
you. Sorry to have so many questions, but I thought I'd write them down and get them right. There were a couple of people that wrote on the Facebook page and asked me to, since they can't be here, asked me to ask questions for me. From Gay Ann Applehans, I'm sorry if I didn't get her name right. Please ask the board to consider providing additional training for security personnel on the rights of service animal owners. That being said, I had my service dog with me and was confronted rudely by security and asked what my disability is, which is illegal to ask, as I have paperwork providing for this service animal. And he didn't even, he said because he doesn't have a vest, he had to go, but he wouldn't even look at my paperwork.
so we can reiterate that with security for sure. We cannot ask what somebody's disability is, so that should not be happening.
Yeah.
I would ask anybody that has experienced that to come directly and let me know about that, and that will not continue.
Okay. Another person said, well, actually, multiple people said, had discussions about the speed limit, and, you know, there's pros and cons on that. Many people asked if the main road could be increased to 20 miles per hour, in that there's no pedestrians on that street. They're all on the walkway path. So I'm just passing that one along.
We got an expert that can answer that. There you go, bud.
Just a little bit about me. I spent 22 years as a cop, and the last 8 years of mine was all traffic. So I did traffic enforcement, work fatalities, injuries, all that stuff. Oh, sorry. So 15 to 20 miles an hour, typically the pedestrian is knocked down. They'll have a little bit of bruising, but the fatalities are very rare, 5 to 10%. Now keep in mind that number varies because of age. We do have kids that ride scooters on our main streets, bicycles. We do have people that walk on our main streets. So, mainly Donna. So when we increase that speed just to 25 miles an hour, now we know that we have people that go over 15 miles an hour already, okay? So when we bump that up to 20 miles an hour, typically they're gonna run 20 to 22, 25. Well, now we get into a point where not only do they have injuries to their midsection, now they have head trauma, they get thrown onto the hood of cars, then back onto the pavement, and our fatality rate or serious injury rate goes from 20 up to 25 to 50% at that point, depending on their age. You know, when you get older folks, the bones break easier than they do for young folks. I don't recommend that we change the speed limit just for those reasons. Just, we have too many people walking.
So you're saying it really doesn't matter on the main street where we have a walking path, that the scooters, yeah.
You're right, we have a walking path, but if you've been on the Park Any at all, especially on a busy weekend, we have kids that ride their scooters out there on the road. We have golf carts out there on the road. You take a golf cart that weighs 600 pounds or a car that weighs 3,000 pounds. You get somebody that doesn't pay attention, it causes bad things. I mean, it's just not a good idea.
Okay, well, I don't disagree or agree, it's just something that they wrote on the site. Should enforcement also include the motorized vehicles, including golf carts, scooters, electric bikes, etc.? That was another comment that they had, and I'm guessing that does.
Yeah, absolutely. So if a security officer sees somebody going above the speed limit, they're not going to let that person go if they're a golf cart or a bicycle. They're going to have the same conversation they would if they were a vehicle.
Okay. Another comment on there was that there are large cracks in the tennis courts and pickleball courts right now, and that it makes them unsafe. They said they were filled with, now I haven't seen this myself, so I'm just passing this along. Gravel fill makes it worse, that's been put in there. So it's just sort of a heads up.
I can take a look at that for sure.
Okay.
That did not make it on our long-term plan, but long-term plans are great because we evaluate them every year and decide if something needs to be added. So we'll take a look at that for sure.
And then just one, sorry for taking so much time, but one last thing is we have an email system that has a voting system attached to it. And it was used in the past. It was set up maybe 4 or 5 years ago. A suggestion I have is when the board is contemplating making major decisions, investments, what have you, that you engage the membership using this tool and get feedback from the membership, and the membership will feel more engaged and more supportive if they feel like they have a voice in these decisions. So it's just a suggestion on my part, but thank you for letting me take so much time.
Well, I have a suggestion for you.
Yes, sir.
You can do so much work with getting people to respond to you. Can you email them back and say, please respond to the whole board or the general manager or security when they have problems? That way we don't have to wait till this moment, because if we have an issue with someone with a service dog, that needs to be addressed right then. It doesn't need to be waiting. So please encourage your followers to get in touch with management or someone that can get an answer to them real quick.
I
would
absolutely
appreciate
do that. However, I guess some just wanted it presented at a board meeting.
That's fine.
So,
I'm okay with it here.
yeah.
I'm just saying something that important, and that's
Right.
really important to my heart, and I believe it is everybody up here, is the well-being of handicapped people or whatever the case is really.
Oh, I totally agree. Okay, well, thank you again
Thank
for
you
letting me
very
take
much
so much
for all
time.
your questions. Have any more questions? Come on, Donna. Come on, Donna.
Yeah. Stephen, you forgot to announce we're having a dance tonight here, 7 to 9 in our beautiful clubhouse, Heart of Gold, and it's going to be a great dance. Praise the Lord.
Thank you, Donna.
I thought you,
we
I
had-
thought you were going to tell them about the gift you tried to give me this morning.
All right. Do we have any more questions? Any more questions? Come on.
Good afternoon. My name is Jim Clohessy. Two questions on statements that were made today. Steve, you said that infractions with the speed limit with scooters, bicycles, and golf carts would have a conversation. What exactly does that mean?
So typically, we try to err on the side with security, and I know that this has been a hot topic, especially here lately. We just had a meeting with our security team and reinforced that, you know, the number one thing that the security team is here for is to make sure that Treasure Lake is safe, that when we're stopping somebody, it's educational in purpose and not just, hey, you did something wrong. Now, there are times that, you know, if somebody's given a warning and they're still speeding, that they have to get a citation. And that includes if you're on a bike or a golf cart. And in that meeting, I'll just be really transparent, I won't give names, but we openly discussed in that meeting a couple of people that were riding motorized scooters a little fast. And another officer said, actually, I spoke with them yesterday. And another one's like, yep. And I reminded them, you know, even though they weren't speeding, I'd seen them speeding before. And another one said, I've seen them slow way down. So that education piece does work. But if that same person does it again, the entire scooter team knows that that person's been warned a couple of times. And they would get a citation for that. Did that answer your question?
It does.
There are some speed
So you're
limits.
saying there'll be a warning system.
Not always. So if you look at the fines and fee schedule,
So what would be the difference for a non-warning? What would automatically give us a citation?
yeah. So if you were going, and I forgive me, I forget the exact speeds off the top of my head. It's on the fines and fee schedule. It's published online. There's 2 columns. One column is, you know, like 5 over, I believe, is a warning. But if you're going like 10 or 15 over, you're going to get an immediate citation.
So if there was 5 scooters all going the same speed, would all 5 get the same discipline?
It depends on how fast they run.
All doing the same?
I'm just kidding. So your question is if 5 scooters are
Yeah.
traveling together
Yes,
and they all stop with the officer?
yes. Are they
It
all
sounds
going to
like-
be disciplined?
It sounds like you're speaking about a specific situation.
You know I am.
I don't know that you are, but it sounds like you're getting to
Yeah.
the heart of something, and it doesn't sound like I'm aware
Okay,
of it.
my
so-
wife was following 4 vehicles. She was last in the group of cars. She was accused of doing 25. She was the only one given a citation, not a warning. There was no discussion by the security. She was given a summons of $25. There was no warning, no conversation, and we appealed it, as you know. We asked for some leniency, at least discussion or a warning for her or anybody. In my personal feelings, we should get a warning now that you're starting to enforce the speed limit, which hasn't been for years and years. What you're saying is policy is conversation, but yet that day there was no conversation. She was given a summons on the spot.
May I ask a question real quick, just to clarify? So was your wife and 4 other people on scooters?
No, they were
or
in
was
the-
it a line of cars?
She was in a line of cars.
Okay, so your scenario's not the same. It wasn't 4 scooters.
No,
it was a line of
it was
cars.
5 cars.
I
She
just
was
wanted to
last.
clarify.
Yeah.
And
None
I
of
wa-
the others were citationed.
And I want to make it clear that it can get really frustrating if you're following traffic and everybody's speeding and you're the one that get pulled over, just like out in Branson,
Yeah.
right?
My question is, why wasn't she given a warning?
It sounds like due to the amount of speed.
And how was that determined, by the way?
So they do run radar.
Yeah. Well, how come all 5 weren't disciplined for the same?
The rule over on the fine schedule, if you're doing between 5 and 10 over the limit, you will get a fine.
Yes,
Okay? If you're doing less than 5, it's a warning.
that's fine.
That's what the fee schedule says.
That's fine, but how come the other 4 weren't?
It would be impossible to expect that security could catch every single time somebody speeds. And sometimes, in your case, if there's 3 vehicles and they pull behind the last car and pull them over, there would be no way for them to
Okay.
effectively enforce
Understood.
that.
President, if you're saying that that's what's documented in the covenants and bylaws,
No, this was on our fee schedule.
fee schedule, okay. For years, there's been no enforcement of the speed. I've not
Excuse me, sir.
ever heard anybody ever getting a ticket since this year.
Sir, why was your wife speeding?
Well, can I tell you what I understand? I know that the tickets have been enforced when my kids were on the park. So that's been a number of years ago. But I will tell you this, that we're doing the best we can to protect everybody on the park.
I'm
If
full agreement with you.
$25 or $15 is that much, I'm sorry it happened. It's just like if you're on the highway, you do 1 mile an
No.
hour over the speed limit. you gotta pay
I'm asking about the conversation, as Steve did suggest.
Yeah.
Why wasn't she said, ma'am, we're starting to enforce the speed limits. You've been given a warning.
It's always a balancing act.
Yeah,
And
well-
we do ongoing training with our security. I feel like if we give too many warnings, a group of people will be upset. If we give tickets, there's a group of people that's going to be upset. Can I speak candidly on your case? I'm asking your permission because it was a little more involved than that.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Okay. Nothing that let me be
Does
very
anybody
clear.
want to address me personally
No,
here?
nothing-
I hear a lot of comments out there.
I want to be clear. It was nothing that his wife did. I don't want to insinuate that at all. But I made a real effort to make sure that we were enforcing that properly. I think there's always going to be people that could have gotten a break and didn't, and it's not always going to shake out to be exactly fair. And I apologize that she had a bad experience.
It wouldn't be a big deal if the other cars weren't also brought into the same accountability. Really, that's the issue with me. Okay.
I can understand that frustration.
In something that you suggested to Jan, that people bring this immediately to, I might put forth that there's an intimidation factor, and sometimes people are more comfortable maybe with speaking to somebody that would be willing to address a group of issues rather than a person come up here like this and feel, there could be an intimidation issue. So
What
maybe
I was referring to Miss Boomer, let me answer that question. I was referring to Miss Boomer is, could she ask the people to
I know.
send emails?
Of course, I know.
Because I would be intimidated if I was trying to, I'm intimidated right here in front of everybody.
Of course you are.
But-
We all are. I'm intimidated standing right here too, but maybe there's an issue that we need to maybe make it more allowable for people to just be more open about their concerns in front of a group like this and a
Well,
group like
and
that.
sir,
Like the comments I hear over my shoulder about me, why should I come up here again if I'm going to be, I hear some things going on. Why
Sir?
should I come up here and voice my concerns if I have to listen to heckles and then,
I understand
Okay.
what you're saying, and what
I'm good.
we're trying to do as a board is be as transparent as we can, have an open mic, let people speak what's on their mind, and try to address issues where everybody can hear the question and the answer at the same time. That way it's not, we have keyboard warriors out there all the time that can say what they want to, and that's what I love about America. It's a free country. We can say what we want to do. The truth or not the truth. Here, we're going to tell you what we feel like the correct answer is, or we'll get the correct answer. That way all the members can hear the same thing at one time. So thank you very much for your comments. Any other questions? Come on, Donna. All right, hearing no more questions, you all have a great day. Enjoy Treasure Lake. Let's celebrate and let's go. Hey, hold up. I'm really upset. We were made to wear shirts today. So everybody go down and get them a new shirt and let's celebrate together.